Welcome back, everybody. This is 4.0 lower wall panels PSET. PSET stands for panel settings. In FrameCAD, walls are typically panels, so they're considered panels instead of walls. So anytime you see panel, think wall. In this lecture, we're going to learn how to add our interior walls, and external walls too. So let's go to border number 1 by quickly navigating to it. V, enter, 1, enter. Don't forget, we have our first floor block and second floor block on temporary layers, LX1 and LX2 respectively. Let's turn off LX1 by typing in LT1. Now all we see is our reference point. We should also see the polyline that we had drawn in the previous exercise. If you don't have this polyline, go back and exercise and make sure you add that in. Okay, we have polylines in the other borders as well. Oops, not sure what's happening. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so V, enter, 1, enter. Now I'm going to go ahead and type in a new command called add. Okay, and in this command I get this dialog box, and then I get all these different categories. I can add any of these items here into my project, including trusses, joists, openings, posts, beams, and walls. So I'm going to go through these settings, make sure I have the right ones. FrameCAD FTI, right? I for Imperial. I'm using a M6 model, which does a 3.5 S section, and it's 43 mil thickness, 50 KSI. For panel usage, I want to make sure to say load bearing, right? Because I'm doing the exterior walls, so those exterior walls are holding up the floor above it, and the roof above it, and the walls above that, and the roof above that. For roof load, I want to choose sheet. Oops. And then for floor type, I'm on the first floor, so the floor that I have below these walls is concrete. I have a concrete foundation. We'll just pretend it's slab on grade for all intents and purposes. My wind speed is still set to 110, as we had set it previously when we did our border setup. I want to make sure that my wall heights are 8 feet. We had determined that in the DWG drawing that showed the elevations of the building. And then my base level is 0. That base level means my walls start at 0 in the Z direction. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit creation options, creation method, and I'm going to select by lines and hit create, which is going to allow me to create exterior walls based off of some polyline or lines that I have drawn here in structure. Since I have this whole entire outline drawn, I can go ahead and select it, and then with this little marker, this little line that's following my cursor away from that click that I had made, what I want to do is I want to position my cursor within the boundaries of this polyline to indicate that the walls are being created by this polyline, and they go inwards towards the center of the polyline versus going outwards away from the polyline. So I'm going to put my cursor here and click, just left clicking it once. It says select line to convert to a wall panel. I don't have any more lines that I want to convert to a wall panel, so I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to hit escape 2 times. Okay, notice the red color of these walls. We're looking at these walls in a plan view. Whenever we see this deep reddish orange color for our panels, that means that they are load bearing. They bear load from things that are above it. So with that, now I can go ahead and add more walls for the interior. First, I need to turn on that temporary layer. LT1, enter. Now I can see all of the walls here from the first floor block. I'm going to hit escape 2 times. Make sure down here you have your entity snap settings on. As you can see, I have this little light that's blue, right? The entity snap setting. If you don't know which one is entity snap setting, hover your cursor over each one of these tools and you'll see a little tooltip. When it says entity snap setting, you found it. Go ahead and right click it. These are all your entity snap settings. You want to make sure you have the same ones on as I do. I'm going to turn off near. You can also right click and just hit settings and affect multiple at the same time. So I'm turning off nearest, endpoint is on, midpoint is on, center is on, perpendicular is on, and intersection snap is on. So I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on add ADD and use the same system, the same machine model, but this time non-load bearing. For this project, we're going to consider that all interior walls are non-load bearing and all exterior walls are load bearing. Okay, while this may not be true in real life, we're just going to assume this for this very simple project. I'm going to keep sheet as the roof load, but my floor type is also concrete. My wind speed 110, 8 feet tall, starting at the 0-inch datum. Instead of by lines, we're going to say by points. And I'll show you how that works. Create. We're going to zoom in with our cursor wheel. I'm going to snap to this end, this intersection, once, and then I'm going to find this endpoint right here and click that. And then for this third point, I want to dictate which direction this panel lies on. Right? I just drew a line by going from one point to another. I need to tell structure, hey, lay this panel this way versus laying it this way. So I'm going to lay it this way. And there you have it. That's how you draw walls with pick points. So now all you need to do is continue to pick points, making sure that you snap to your entities. Here I am, X, that's the intersection. Click there. And come over here to this end point. Don't stop here when there's a door. Okay, think about how doors work. Look at a door in your room. Right? A door is an opening through the wall, right? But a door is not considered by a wall ending here and then another wall starting over there. There is wall above this door opening usually. So don't end the wall here, end it way over here. Click there, click this way, there's another wall. Just keep going until you've got all your internal walls. Let's go ahead and do some more here. I'm going to try to be as consistent with my layout as possible. So all my horizontal ones are going to go all the way left and right, where my up and down ones are going to snap to them. There's 2 walls there. That's okay to have separate walls. Let's put a wall here and here. Let's do another one here and here. Let's do one going here and here. This is a great exercise because as you're doing this, you're really determining how all these different panels are going to be manufactured, but also laid out on the field. You're dictating all that right now before you even get to the site, right? So you want to make sure there's some consistencies, so that way my framers don't accidentally have this wall come all the way down to here, and then this one goes out to the right, and everything's all a little bit off, and then there's a gap over here on the left. You want to make sure you're consistent. So that's as consistent as you can be, within reason. Once you're done adding all your walls, double check, make sure you didn't miss any. Press enter, press escape 2 times. Okay, now we're done with all of our walls. Go ahead and make sure to save this file. Put it in a location where you'll remember it. Use the proper file naming scheme. And I'll see you in the next video. Alright, thanks.